Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the local Pundit. Today is your footy tips show, and what a day it has been. It is early morning for me. We have just finished the Champions League round, and there was an absolute plethora of games this morning. And I'll quickly run through all of those for everybody, just to give you an update on what happened in the Champions League this morning. And then we'll get into footy tips for the championship this weekend. So, first off, Athletic Club was hosting Sporting, and Sporting got up 3-2. Liverpool have absolutely trounced Qarabag FK 6-0. Barcelona at home have won 4-1 against Copenhagen. Monaco and Juventus played out a 0-0 draw. Ajax and Olympiacos actually travelled away to Ajax and won 2-1. Thank you, Dave Pikey, for my belated birthday. The game I chose to watch this morning for me was PSG at home to Newcastle at Stade de France, and it was a 1-1 draw. Good game, interesting. God, the quality on the pitch there, PSG. Newcastle did well to get a draw out of that game. They'll be extremely happy with it, I would have thought. But now they both have not made the top 8 and do have to go into the playoffs. So extra games for them. But anyway, Dortmund were hosting Inter, and they went down 2-0. Napoli hosted Chelsea, and Chelsea went and got the win 3-2 away. Eintracht Frankfurt hosted Tottenham, and Tottenham went away and got the win 2-0. So, then Atletico Madrid were hosting Bodo Glimt, and they travelled away. A lot of away teams getting up 2-1 to them over Atletico Madrid. Leverkusen hosted Villarreal, and Leverkusen won 3-0. Arsenal at home to Karat got up 3-2. Paphos were hosting Slava Praha, and they won 4-1. Man City at home to Galatasaray, and Man City got up 2-0. Yeah, well, John, I did watch a game, and I really enjoyed it. But anyway, that's me. Club Bruges at home to Marseille got up 3-0. Benfica hosted Real Madrid, and Real Madrid, I think they got 2 red cards, definitely one. I think it was 2. But Benfica got up 4-2. Union St. Gilloy at home to Atalanta, and they got up 1-0. And PSV at home to Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich got the win 2-1 away. And those were the Champions League games for this morning. And what that meant was the top 8 going through automatically: Arsenal, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Tottenham, Barcelona, Chelsea, Sporting, and Man City. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 8 automatic qualifiers were all from the Premier League. And then in the playoffs, which goes all the way down to 24th, is insane. So it goes from 9th to 24th. Real Madrid, Inter, PSG, Newcastle, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, Atalanta, Leverkusen, Dortmund, Olympiacos, Club Bruges, Galatasaray, Monaco, Qarabag FK, Bodo Glimt, Benfica are in the playoffs. So, oh my God. And then now, next up, I understand, John, not paying for it. Luckily for me, my Premier League subscription is on Stan in Australia, which also includes the Champions League. So I get both in that. So I'm quite lucky there. Krenixel, and I hope I pronounced that correctly for your moniker, has said, oh my God, when are these darn transfers going to be official? Well, we're just going to have to be patient. And John, I did put in the private chat if you want to jump in and have a chat, but I am now going to get into the footy tips for the championship this weekend. And we have some really interesting games. So I'm going to bring it up. I've got to come down here to bring up the table. And here we are. Here's the footy tip schedule. And I'm going to now stretch that out so you can see. Just so everybody can see, this table is in the Footy Tip channel on Discord if you want to check it out. And John's going to be a couple of minutes before he jumps in. What he will be happy to know is that He is now in third place, only 1 point behind Aaron. He is coming. So myself on 151, Aaron on 142, John on 141, Paddy on 137, Harry all over on 135. And unfortunately, our man in the sick bay, Victor, is getting the away teams at the moment, and he's on 110. So, yes, getting the away teams. And as you can see, there were the results from the last round of games, where John did actually get 8 points and managed to catch right up. He is definitely in the hunt. So, anyway, we'll get to that in a minute, Happy Duckman. So, yeah, don't get me off topic. I was trying hard. It's hard enough for me to do this show. You're making it hard for me. But anyway, people chat away. Have fun there in the chat as everybody's jumping in. And I'm going to get into, well, I'm going to start before John jumps in on what is the Footy Tip Show. So, Cronixel, it is, there is a group of us. So myself, as you can see, Paddy, Aaron, John, all of South America, which is Victor. Yeah, yeah, sure. Well, that's only because the only reason Victor's not doing so well because he's been in the sick bay, hasn't been putting his tips in. When you don't put your tips in, you just get the away teams, which means if the away teams win, you get a point, but then you don't get the opportunity. As you can see here, all the scores in yellow or gold, whatever you want to call it, there, if you get the score right, you get an extra point. So he's not getting any chance to get extra points, which is making it pretty tough for him. But, yeah, but I've always said, you know, I've got a lot more knowledge than all of South America on football. Definitely not. But anyway, so it's fun. Just as a joke, I put it in there as all of South America. And let's go Wrexham, JTech 007. Well, I'm going to get into it now for you. Bristol at home. I'm going to just move. I've got a couple of screens up here. I'm going to move this one over here so I can see for you. So Bristol are at home to Derby County. And obviously Bristol coming off a win, Derby coming off a draw. And I have tipped in this game, I have tipped Bristol to get a 2-1 win at home and to stay hot on our hammer if we can get a win. Obviously, they're just 1 point outside the playoffs on 43 and 7th spot, and I am predicting them to continue their hunt for their playoff position. Next up, we have Leicester at home to Charlton. Now, Leicester have gone and lost their last match. Leicester just so off form at the moment. And I just don't, the quality of this side, when you look at the players on the pitch, should be doing better. And I just don't know. And then, you know, they're at home to Charlton, who are going okay. You know, they're doing all right. So they're in 19th spot. They did lose their last game as well, though. Have only got 5 points out of their last 6. And Leicester have gotten 7 points out of their last 6. So I have tipped Leicester at home to just get over the top of Charlton. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting, this game. I'm just not sure. I mean, I tossed and turned on that one. Next up, we have Stoke at home to Southampton. Another relegation team out of the Prem from last year on the parachute payment, Southampton. Going terribly, have 6 points from their last 6 with only 1 win. And they're travelling to Stoke. And Stoke, who drew their last game, literally have 8 points out of their last 6. And I've gone for Stoke to get a 1-0 victory here. I just don't know. I could be wrong. There's a lot of tough games this weekend. I had to make a choice, and I finally decided to go with Stoke winning 1-0. And someone can come in here and give me his opinions on my choices. How are you, John?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Mate, I'm really good. I'll tell you what I did see the other day was your owner doing a great video going into the classic football store, picking up the Birmingham jersey signed by Rob McElhenney, signed by Tom Brady, sorry. I thought that was an hilarious post.
Yeah, it's quite an old one. That's been out there a while, actually, I think.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I actually think that came up when we played each other earlier in the season. So
good on him. I thought that was a great bit of marketing.
Yeah, I think obviously they are quite close, aren't they? They obviously talk a lot, the owners. So
they're talking as businessmen, you know, and they're trying to work out creative ways to generate publicity for their clubs.
Yeah, and while both clubs have got quite a big presence in that sense, it's why not use each other? If it works,
yes.
it works, doesn't it?
Very smart. Very smart. Well, ironically, you come in and you've seen my first three choices, my first three tips for this weekend. And well done to you getting 8 points in the last round.
Well, all these weeks that went by where I got little jibes about being last and all this sort of stuff, I thought I'd better pull my finger out and actually start playing properly.
And
Gave you a nice little head start.
Yeah. You know my rules for this year. Anyone but Paddy. So yeah, but you've come in. I mean, I've done Bristol 2-1, Leicester 2-1, and Stoke 1-0. I've tipped all the home teams, but only just, and not with any great confidence, to be honest.
I'm going to say brave man to bet against Derby, because Derby away are one of the better teams in the league for their away form. But
I'll be happy if they get. I'll be happy if they do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. All those games are really. They could be anything, couldn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, you could make an argument for either home or away or a draw. It's just they literally could be anything.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've jumped in right as I come up to Sheffield Wednesday at home to Wrexham. And no surprises here, maybe with the scoreline, but I've tipped a 4-0 win to Wrexham.
Bit bold,
but I'm going for the extra point that maybe no one else will get. That's my theory there. I figure everybody will tip a Wrexham win.
Yes. I'm just more like surprised you're thinking that when you go 3-0 up, Parky doesn't shut up shop.
Oh, change of tactics. What's going to happen is Parky's going to get red carded, at just after half time. He's going to blow up.
Right.
Yep. And he's going to get sent off and he has to go. And then Parkin's going to go, okay, boys, now we're going to bit of a change today. We're actually going to keep our foot on the hammer.
In all fairness, I could see it going that way. I think it's going to go one or two ways. You're either going to really put a hurtful, punishing game on them, or after the Barry Bannon thing of him leaving and everything, you never know. It's one of those. It'll either revitalise them and sort of, bit of siege mentality, which I don't think will happen, or I think it'll go the other way and they might just capitulate.
Just losing that general on the pitch, I have a feeling they're going to get caught out a few times. Just their structure's going to maybe struggle a little bit through the game. Was my theory, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see whether I'm right or I'm wrong. And for everybody, actually, and while I'm on that, I'll just quickly. Where am I here? The three. So we have obviously the early game is Bristol v Derby, then which is the Friday game. And then the three early games are Leicester, Stoke, Leicester v Charlton, Stoke v Southampton, Sheffield Wednesday v Wrexham are the three early games. Then we get into the rest of the games are all at the normal time. So we'll get into all of those now.
Has anyone told Josh that the Sheffield v Wrexham game's an early kickoff yet, or is he unaware?
Josh has told Josh, and Josh isn't happy about it. He's whinging about having to get out of bed for one early game, every other month. And I'm like, just suck it up, brother, because I'm like, luckily for me, so that's a 10:30 p.m. game for me. So that's pretty good for game day build up. It's 9:30. I can do that quite easily, and it's a late night, but it's a doable late night.
Should be worthwhile as well.
I think so, yeah. And Josh, there you go. Josh is posting he's not happy. Well, not our problem.
Move to Wrexham.
Yeah. There we go. Problem solved.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, now we're into QPR at home to Coventry. Now, it's interesting, this one, because, obviously Coventry have started to forget a little bit how to score. Not only a little bit. Don't get me wrong, they're still good. Obviously, they're on top of the table. What's it? It's at 9 points from their last six, so 2 wins. Oh, no, sorry, 7 points from their last 6, 2 wins and a draw. But going to QPR, who obviously lost to us, but in saying that, I liked what I saw. So I've gone and tipped here. Here we go. Oh, what's happened there? Oh,
2026.
something's changed. Something happened there. Well, anyway, I'll give you my score now. So QPR at home to Coventry, 1-1. And that's doing my head in. Let me get into that. Text, just fix that up. Well, oh, it's gone all weird now. Why is it? This is weird. Something's going on here. I'm going to fix that later. That's there we go. I don't know what's happened there. Like it's playing up, and I don't know whether I can fix it. No.
But you've got Coventry dropping more points.
I do have Coventry dropping more points, John. And maybe that's more with heart than head.
I'll be honest. I think they're going to blow it. They look
Me
like
too.
a side. They look like a side which are going to blow it at the moment.
I'm going to call it now. They're going to finish third.
Yeah.
And that's going to really hurt.
It is, because I must admit, I did kind of think Middlesbrough might drop off a little bit, but they do seem to be getting stronger and stronger by the looks of them.
I agree with you. They've gotten better.
Yeah, they have. So yeah, and the thing is with Coventry, if Coventry do, like you say, finish third, I wouldn't back them in the playoffs. I'll be honest.
No, me either. No, too much pressure. Too much pressure of losing it before they've lost it.
Yeah, I mean, if they finish third, essentially they'll go into the playoffs, and it won't be about anything about how well they've done this season or what they've done or how well they played this season. It'll be like, well, you blew like a 15-point lead and you're in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. You and I are totally in alignment on that. So yeah, but next up, Millwall at home to Sheffield United. Now, both teams playing well at the moment. Sheffield United got to travel to the 10. I'm just like, oh my God. And like, I've got a little soft spot for Millwall because when I came to the UK just pre-COVID, I went and watched a game there. And that's the only reason, for no other reason than that. But in saying that, I'm actually tipping a 1-1 draw. Sheffield United's been playing well just lately.
Needless to say, I will not be tipping a 1-1 draw in that fixture.
Fair enough. I'm assuming you're probably going to go a Millwall victory.
I am.
Yeah. And I understand that. It makes sense to me to go that way, and I nearly did, but I haven't. I could have a shocker this week with some of these choices I've made, but you never know.
You don't want to have a shocker because the way I'm going, Ken, I'll be right behind you as well soon.
I know, yeah. Well, we'll see. Portsmouth at home to West Brom. Now, this is an interesting game, 20th versus 21st. So Portsmouth, both teams just outside the relegation zone. West Brom, 4 losses in their last 6. I don't like that. But I've tipped a 1-1 draw again.
West Brom would take that as well.
I can't split them.
No, I think I think if other than the point they got away at Derby, West Brom, that was the one that broke that horrible record, isn't it? They had lost 11 away games on the spin going before that Derby draw.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a sneaky feeling. I mean, that's a proper relegation 6-pointer, but I mean, if Portsmouth win that, West Brom are in a world of hurt.
Yep, absolutely. Because other than Blackburn, they're probably the team in the biggest freefall at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, it's this relegation battle is going to get tasty. And the other one there, where up early, I've tipped Leicester to beat Charlton. Charlton's tied with West Brom on 32 points. Leicester get up there. Not good news for Charlton.
No. Charlton are one of those sides where I keep looking at them thinking they're doing, they're not doing well. But I always kind of think they'll they'll pull a result out, or they'll just keep their head above water. But it's up to the bottom. I mean, Norwich sort of coming out of it, but it's up to the sides below Charlton to put the pressure on Charlton to pull out a few results. And
I think it's that fight for that last spot now, John, is really Charlton, West Brom, Portsmouth, and Blackburn, isn't it?
I would say so. Yeah.
Because I can't see, even though Oxford are only 3 points outside of getting out of the relegation zone, I still think they're the team that have impressed me the least. Out of with those of them and the teams above them up to Charlton.
Yeah. The thing is with Charlton, I'll be honest. Every time I see them recently, they look like a relegation threatened side. They play like a relegation threatened side.
They don't look like they're going out to win games.
No, and the one thing that you at the start of the season, and a Nathan Jones typical side, is you would always say defensively they've always, a Nathan Jones side is always defensively solid. They look defensively wide open at the moment, and they don't score a lot of goals. So it's a terrible mix to have.
Yep, absolutely. So next up, Watford at home to Swansea. Now Swansea down in 16th spot on 36 points. Watford have just dropped outside the playoffs lately. They're only 1 point outside, but they are at home to Swansea, and I think that will be enough. And I am tipping a 2-0 win for Watford here.
Yeah, could see that. They got a game in hand as well, Watford, haven't they?
Yeah, they do. Yep. Yeah, so they're definitely still in the playoff mix, 100%. And I can see this whole we're in 6th spot right now, but I can see it flipping and seesawing for another couple of months yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think where are Derby? Are they like 11th or something like that at the moment?
Derby are 11th on 42, 2 points outside the play.
At one point on the Friday when they were beating West Brom 1-0, they were 6th. That's how tight it is.
Yeah. And fun to watch because of that. Now, next up, Hull are travelling away. They're in 4th spot, 4 wins and a draw in their last 6 with only 1 loss. And they're travelling away to Blackburn. I mean, Blackburn, oh my God, a team that really needs to turn it around here because otherwise it's terrible for them. And ironically, I'm actually getting them a point this weekend. Just through sheer desperation and that hometown advantage.
Yeah, brave. Hull are very good away from home, aren't they?
They are. I just, the way I looked at this, and it was, again, a little bit heart and head, but also in my head, I went, Blackburn's a team that, they're better than what they've been showing us. They're going to turn it around at some point, and I'm hoping that I've picked the level out of the dip.
Yeah, I think if it had been anyone else other than Blackburn, I think I would half agree with you, but I think that'd be too strong for Blackburn personally.
Okay. Well, next up, John, ironically, you guys are travelling away to Oxford United. Now, yes, you beat Sheffield Wednesday away, but
everyone beats Sheffield Wednesday away.
Besides that away game, John, we have some very questionable away form for you guys. And I have gone with you guys only getting a point here, even though I wouldn't be surprised to see you guys win 3-0.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, I've seen a few of the sort of, the prediction videos from the usual suspects, usual channels. And a lot of people have either gone for a draw or a narrow Oxford win because of our away form, which I totally understand. Yeah, it's quite a lot of people. I don't think I've seen one person predict us to win. Everyone's sort of saying our away form and everything, which I can totally understand. I think the thing that a lot of people seem to not really realise is that is we've practically signed a whole new front line in the last 2 weeks.
Yes, exactly.
So it could be a very different side to normal that's going to Oxford, to be honest.
Yep. So breaking news, John's just put in his tip. I may or may not have done that for him. That may change people.
It's like I said, on Saturday, I think it could only really be Stansfield that is the sort of normal person out the entire front four that plays. I think everyone else could be a new signing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, going to be very interesting. So, and yeah, my thoughts on this were just total desperation by Oxford here to get some points. And possibly your team, using that gel word, not quite getting it together this game. But I think from here on in, I am expecting, and I won't be surprised if you win this weekend, but I've tipped the draw. I won't be surprised to see you guys starting to ascend the table after this week.
That's the plan.
Yep. Well, the money's been. Yeah.
I'm going to say, you spend that sort of money, you've got no excuses, have you? Let's be honest.
Pressure's on the manager now. Is the pressure on the manager now? Do you believe that or not believe that?
Yeah, I won't say it's pressure in the sense of, could he be sacked in the next month or so? No, I don't think that sort of pressure is. I think come the end of the season, if we are not in the top 6, I think he will have a very difficult conversation and might find it difficult to hold on to his job then if he doesn't make top 6 by the end of the season.
And look, to be fair, that's a mountain of pressure if that is the case, because, I mean, yes, you're way down in 13th. I mean, you're only 5 points out of the playoffs, but that means you have to be better than QPR, Derby, Stoke, Preston North End, Watford, Bristol, and Wrexham.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lot. That's a lot of teams to get over the top of.
Yes, but we already had a strong squad, and they've just spent over 18 million quid reportedly on players, and a few players which arguably have no right playing in the Championship. So yes, there's pressure. Yes, there's a lot, but then again, it's kind of like, well, the ownership have given the manager all the tools, and it's more tools than probably any other manager in this division in similar circumstances would have got. Yep. So there's no excuses. There's no hiding place.
No, fair call. Fair call. Well, next up, Middlesbrough at home to Norwich. Now, Norwich in 18th spot, but that's not a true indication of that team at the moment. They literally have 4 wins out of their last 6 games, and they're coming up against a team. They're travelling to Borough, a second on the table, in great form. Oh, my God, this was such a hard match for me to pick because I've been impressed with Norwich lately, and I've been impressed with Middlesbrough lately. So what did that mean for me? 1-1 draw.
I tell you what, you've got splinters today, haven't you? Because that fence has been sat on all the time.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 draws. It is insane. Out of the 12 matches, I've got 6 draws so far because there's still one more to come. Can you pick a winner in that match?
Yes.
You can pick Middlesbrough, can you?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the things I've stopped doing in the tipping is I used to pick too many draws.
Yeah.
And the one thing I've stopped doing is picking draws.
Okay.
But yeah, I think had it been at Norwich, I could see a draw, or even I could see Norwich nick. I just think home advantage Middlesbrough, and if we're being honest, Middlesbrough are. I think they are both the form sides. Those two sides right now, they are the 2 form sides. I just think
both had 4 wins. Both had 4 wins and 2 losses in their last 6. The only difference being Middlesbrough's won the last 4 on the trot.
Yeah, I think for me, I sort of boil it down to simplistic terms: is they're both on great form, but Middlesbrough are just simply a better side, which they are. So
fair call. Interesting. Yeah. Wow. It sounds like, well, according to John, tipping draws is the mistake, so it's not looking good for me this weekend.
Well, hey, that's what I've started to do instead, because I kept picking draws and it didn't work out for me. So,
well, we'll see what happens. Last game of the weekend, 3rd place now, Ipswich, coming up against 9th place, only 1 point outside the playoffs, Preston North End. Ipswich did lose their last game, which was a bit of a shock to the system, to be fair. Preston lost their last 3 on the bounce, though. And I'm starting to see a bit of a slide. And I did get off the fence on this one, John.
Yeah, Preston are doing their usual start off the first half of the season in the playoffs and everyone getting quite excited about them. Second half of the season, they will revert back to their norm and probably finish 13th.
So there is one team I'm pretty confident you're going to get over the top of. I think you're definitely going to get over the top of QPR and Derby. So I've definitely got you getting over the top of those three teams. Then it starts to look like a whole different story then, and we say it's, and look, I had that conversation about you guys before and having to get over that many teams, but we've still got 17 rounds to go.
Yeah,
and
still, yeah, there's a lot of games.
There's a lot of games to go. And, we get to 40, in 3 games time, you guys could be sitting in 8th spot, quite easily and literally be knocking on the door 1 point outside the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think for us anyway, the fixtures, we've got obviously still quite a lot of people, around us and above us to play, and a few of them at home as well, including you guys.
Yes, yeah. Well, unfortunately, you're not going to get any points on that day. But, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah. Well, you remember last time you said that, but yeah.
I say it every time. So there's my tips for this weekend, for this weekend's games. I did notice too, where if you look closely there, we have some catch-up games happening after this round, which will be good because that'll sort of square the table up a little bit. So you can see, Blackburn at home to Sheffield Wednesday, big game there for Blackburn to make sure they get 3 points. Hull at home to Watford, Sheffield United at home to Oxford, and Portsmouth at home to Ipswich. So some interesting games in there in the fact of, well, let's have for the relegation battle, like Blackburn's down. Well, Sheffield Wednesday's getting relegated, but but Blackburn's down there in it. You have Oxford down there against Sheffield United, and you have Portsmouth at home to Ipswich. So a lot of big games in that catch-up week.
The one I'll be interested in is we all say about Sheffield Wednesday being down. When is it they are actually going to be mathematically relegated? Because as daft as it sounds, I bet you it's not that far off.
No,
because they're on minus. Is it -6, -7 still?
Yeah, they're on -7. So at the moment, they sit on. I'll just remove this. At the moment, they're on -7, and 21st position is 30 points. So they're actually 37 points behind, which is 13 games. With that, and that means that team in 21st position, Portsmouth, losing every game for the rest of the year. for the mathematical equation. 13 with only
we only got 17 left, haven't we?
Yeah, well, they've got 18 left. Yeah. But you get Portsmouth getting a draw or a win in the next couple of games, and Sheffield Wednesday not winning. You get down to sort of 16 games and 30 at 13. Yeah, I'd say it's probably 4 weeks away.
About 4 games away, aren't they? Probably.
Yeah, probably a touch more, I think, to be fair, but it's inevitable. We know that. Unfortunately for Sheffield Wednesday, but for any Sheffield Wednesday fans out there. But yeah, are there any games remaining that anyone would tip against Ipswich? That's a good question.
Yeah. I'd have to see who they've got left to play away from home.
Yeah, 100%. There'll be games I'll tip against Ipswich when they're away. I just don't. But it'll be against a Middlesbrough, a Birmingham for that matter.
I know they've already played Middlesbrough away. They played us away. I wonder where they got Coventry. I think they've got they might have Coventry away still to play.
Let's have a look at their matches. I'll bring them up now and have a look. So here we go. I'll quickly run through it. So obviously at home to Preston this weekend, away to Portsmouth, away to Derby, then home to us in the Championship after playing us at home again in the FA Cup in the weekend before. So they play us like a week later. So they play us twice in a row at Wrexham. Now, that's going to be really interesting because for me, it's watching the FA Cup game, seeing who plays and seeing how both teams come out of that, because I think obviously Ipswich is a stronger squad. So want to make sure we come out of that FA Cup game healthy.
Yeah, I think Ipswich will rotate very heavily for it personally, because I think the title race, or the automatic race, is starting to get a bit close. So I think they won't take any chances with the FA Cup. They'll rotate. I mean, and like you said, squad wise, they will be able to rotate pretty much fully and still put out a very strong squad.
Yeah, and still be able to win that FA Cup game.
Yeah, being realistic, yeah.
But let's have a look here. They're away to Watford on what will be the 24th of February. I have to go back a day for everybody when I look at this because it gives me my dates. So that's a game that's a danger game because Watford are dangerous. They're erratic, but they can win games. I'm looking at some other: home to Swansea, home to Hull, home to Leicester, away to Stoke. Depending on how Stoke are running at that time of the season, that's the 10th of March. They're away to Sheffield Wednesday, home to Millwall, away to Southampton. That's a danger game at the back end of the season.
Yeah, depending on where Southampton are right at that moment in time, that could be a tricky one.
Yeah, home to you guys, away to Ipswich on the 11th of April. That's a danger game. Coming out of the back end of Easter. Away to Norwich for Ipswich.
Oh, away to Norwich. Yeah. Oh, no, you said away. You said away to Ipswich.
Yes. I knew when I said something, I thought that didn't sound right. Now, Ipswich home to Birmingham. So their Easter weekend is away to Southampton, then home to you guys, and then away to Norwich. And so that away to Norwich game is dangerous.
It is, and
it's
I know
late in
Norwich.
The season.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, Ipswich beat them earlier in the season, which was the first time they've beaten Norwich for I don't know how many times it had been. So
different team now, though.
Yeah, it is a different team now.
Different team, different manager.
Very much so. Very much so. I mean, even when Ipswich got promoted the other season, they still couldn't beat Norwich that season. So
Then they actually are at home to Middlesbrough on the 19th of April, or 18th of April for everybody else. Yeah, so that's going to be that should be a banger. Like all things being equal, should be there'll be a lot riding on that game. You would think come that time. Then they're away to Charlton, away to West Brom, and home to QPR. So that is their season. So interesting, very interesting. So tipping against Ipswich, I can see myself doing it against Wrexham. I'm a Wrexham fan, so that's natural. But with your head, you can make a good argument to why they'll beat Wrexham. But there's a couple of games in there where I can see us tipping against Ipswich.
Yeah, I think I would only tip against Ipswich, or would I tip actually Ipswich to lose? I think the only ones I would maybe tip them, like you mentioned, the Southampton away. They got Middlesbrough at home as well. You said I couldn't tip. Even with them, I wouldn't tip them to lose at home.
That's fair.
So to answer George's point, probably not would be the case. I probably wouldn't tip Ipswich to lose too often with those fixtures.
And they've got their makeup game coming up against away to Portsmouth. So that is going to be interesting. And interestingly enough, like Blackburn obviously get their makeup game against Sheffield Wednesday. So they're all coming up through the week, this coming week. So there's those 4 makeup games through the week, which isn't all of them. There's still more to come, mind you. But it's because there's a couple of teams that, where is it? Portsmouth have 2 games to make up. That's right. So 1, 2, 3.
One of them is against Ipswich, though. So.
Oh yeah. Like not saying they're going to get the points. So I don't expect Portsmouth to get any points again in that Ipswich game. But more importantly, at the top of the table, it evens up matches played and would bring Ipswich back to, if all those teams won this weekend, would bring them back to within 5 points of Coventry and 2 points of Middlesbrough.
Yeah, because that's the thing. If Coventry, like you said, do drop points this weekend and the other two win, and then Ipswich go and win the game in hand,
we're only 3 points behind Coventry then.
Yeah, Coventry on the slippy slope.
Well, it's they're on that. If they were climbing a mountain right now and they're on the snow, they're standing on snow that's not very stable.
I'll be honest. In the recent times I've watched Coventry, I watched their game against Norwich the other night. They just don't look very good. I'll be honest. I mean, they don't look bad, but for a team that's going for automatic promotion, they just don't look a particularly great side at the moment. No, exactly. I think up front I'm not sure they've lost anything, but I just think they just don't. They're not taking. I mean, early in the season or threats, they've just been uber clinical, haven't they? That was the thing with Coventry. They would just take. They create 4 chances, they'd score 4 goals. They're not taking those chances now, and it's starting to hurt them.
Yep. I had to laugh. I had to go right back into the chat early because there was the question by Cronixel saying, "Oh my God, when are these darn transfers going to be official?" Well, for Birmingham, there's already a few official transfers.
Yeah, all our business is nearly done, mate.
Yeah, and as per usual, we've done nothing yet except let players go.
Yeah, but you had quite a bloated squad anyway, didn't you? So
coming from you.
Yeah, well, obviously the difference is we did things a bit differently to you guys. We got rid of a load of people before we actually signed anyone. So we put ourselves down to the bare bones, and then sort of had like kids and stuff on the bench because of injuries as well, and then went on a bit of a spending spree and have signed some players. So, but yeah, the thing is, I don't expect you guys to do that much business. Like we've brought in, I don't know how many it is now, 6, 7, something like that. I'll be very surprised if you guys bring in more than 3 or 2, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I think I was going to be happy with 2. I think there's a chance we'll get 3, and in my opinion, but yeah, I was going to be happy with 2. Do you think 7? Do you think it will cause any disruption to structure and cohesiveness?
Not really, no, because the honest answer is I think the spine of the side is pretty much the same. I mean, I think I mentioned, me and Paddy were talking about it on the Discord earlier. Had we changed 3 of the back 4, for example, absolutely. Yeah. I think the fact that we've kind of changed the front line more than anything. So we brought in a right midfielder, a striker, a left midfielder, and a central midfielder. So, and you could make arguments for all of them, whether they would start or not start, if you know what I mean. So as much as, yes, we've signed numbers, yeah, damage what cohesion. But
very funny, Sean.
Yeah, I think the truth of the matter is it's going to be one of the midfielder, John Solis, who we've signed in midfield. It will be either him or Doyle with Paik. So it's not going to rip up that. Osman has clearly been brought in. It's to provide backup to Gray. Gray's injured at the moment, so Osman plays. But Damara Gray, when fit, will come back in. Stansfield will play if he's fit. I think that's just a given. And Vicente, who we brought in, who has to play because he's ridiculously good, he will play wide right. So yes, we've changed sort of bits, but it's all kind of on the, shall we say, out wide or on the fringes, if that makes sense. Not necessarily straight through the middle where your spine your side is.
Yeah, and as you run through that lineup, geez, it sounds strong.
I mean, the Vicente one is the one that I put out a tweet earlier or this morning saying I still can't believe we've managed to get this guy to come to the championship, and everyone replied to me with just basically money gifts. And I was like, well, obviously money, yes, but it's still, you're getting a player who is a regular top performing La Liga player to come to the Championship. And like I think I said it on Champ Chat, somebody came out with an absolute belter, which yes, there's a slight difference, but it's the same sort of storyline. Is it's like Birmingham going and signing Jared Bowen from West Ham. You're taking a player who is a regular, top performing, best player at a side in a top division or of an elite league, and you've just basically gone, no, we'll have him, and we're in the league, second tier in England. It's madness.
Yep. It is madness, but look, and well done on your recruitment team for getting all those deals done, and especially him. Rumor is that medical was being done today on Sharif for Wrexham. So we'll see. We'll sit tight, and nothing's official yet, so we just have to sit tight and wait. Yeah. But it made sense not to announce anything today. And one thing I will say about Rob and Ryan is excellent marketers. So to announce something today would have been folly with the Champions League on, because all the football eyes are on the Champions League. So tomorrow's
I'm going to say, you just hope for the lad the price tag isn't what it was reported.
Well, by the sound, like from all the rumors I've heard, it's like, they're saying 18 and 12. Like for me, it sounds like it's 12 can get to 18 if, we hit, get into the Premier League, yada, yada.
It doesn't matter though. That's the thing. If the deal is worth 19, every single football fan everywhere else will say you signed a player for 19 million. And you guys can say you're blue in the face. No, it only cost us 12. We did the same thing with Stansfield, and everyone said, you signed him for 15 million. The difference is, and I mentioned it, I think, on Champ Chat. You feel for the lad, because if he is signed and that is the price tag, the pressure he will be under to perform and produce at 18 or 19 or whatever, it's unfair. But those are the.
I'm not totally with you on that, but I understand your point.
Yeah, but you guys won't see it like that. But everyone in the football world outside of Wrexham will. So every time he comes on the pitch, the media, the TV, every other opposition fan, if he does not perform, it will be used as a stick to batter you with. And as much as Parkinson and everyone else will come out and say, he's a young lad, he's doing this, doing that, it won't matter. Everyone else will have their narrative. Same thing happened with Stansfield. 22-year-old kids, yes, he had done really well the season before, but you sign for that big money, and it's unfair. And this is where the media annoys me, because it's like, at the end of the day, it's players have no, they have no say in how much clubs pay for them. So
I guess by that rationale, we probably should deduct Levine's salary as well, because he's only young.
Yeah, but you're not signing him.
If only.
You're signing a kid who's played a handful of games.
Yeah, I get your point. Yep. So
it's one of those where you just hope if he comes in, he's protected in a way, and not sort of doesn't have that around his neck where every time he comes on the pitch, somebody's expecting him to do something out of this world and win a game. Because unfortunately, that's what people will kind of say if you sign, And like I said, if it is a deal worth 19 million quid, it won't be the TV or the media won't come and say, oh, it was 12, here's a 12 million signing, but it may roll. They will go with the narrative. It's a 19 million pound signing.
It's always the big number.
It is.
Yeah. But it has been a good transfer window, though. There's been some great movement with other clubs, that I've been watching. I'm going, oh, this is just great to watch. I mean, it's frustrating from a Wrexham point of view when you're trying to, get some players in. You're thinking you want to finish things out. I guess, luckily enough for us, the games we've played in this transfer window, finishing off obviously with Sheffield Wednesday this weekend. But I still would like signings earlier, so you had them, so they were maybe on the training pitch, integrating, ready to go straight out the back of it. Because our next game after Sheffield Wednesday is Millwall.
Yeah, Yeah, but you'll have a week or so, won't you? I mean, yes, I know you'd like everyone would like the players in early. It's like the same with us. When the amount of change we did, we would have liked our players in early, but realistically, they've only come in the last couple of weeks. So, but it's sink or swim, isn't it? Unfortunately, in January.
Well, like you said, it's such a tough window. I remember you saying this a little while ago. Such a tough window to do business in because you overpay. There's not enough available. But I would say this year there's been more movement than previous years.
Possibly. I think we'll see towards the end of I think you'll get a lot more loans will happen towards the end of the deadline. That's like I said, I never really associate January window, especially in the Championship, with permanent transfers. It tends to be more loan orientated because clubs don't tend to want to release players permanently, but you'll get a lot of clubs which will get to they will do their own business, and then all of a sudden 2 or 3 players will become surplus, but they'll have the thought process of, we don't want to get rid of them, we'll reassess in the summer, so can we find them a loan? So yeah, you can pick up some decent loans towards the end of the window. You just got to put that brave poker face on and play the hand to the last minute, don't you? So
you do, you absolutely do.
But yeah, there's been a few good deals. I think Ipswich have done some good business.
Yeah, a team that's, oh my God, just they want to go straight back up. They want auto promotion, and they want to go straight back up.
Yeah.
And I think they will.
Yeah, I think they're. I'd still fancy them to win it personally.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, not much difference in opinion on that one from you and I. We've sort of both agree on Ipswich.
I think Borough have done some good business as well, to be fair.
Yeah, and they're impressing me the last month. I think that, like, I think you said it earlier, didn't you? They've gotten better.
I actually give credit to the manager. Since the manager's come in, they look a better team. They look a better coached team, and they actually look better offensively, which I always thought beforehand for me, they looked a bit methodical, a bit tough, but they always relied on Hackney to do a bit of sort of X factor because he is that X factor player. Now, when I see them play, they have a clear plan and they are an attacking team, and they are capable of knocking 2-3 goals past you if you give them the opportunity. Whereas before, they seemed to not be low block, but they tended to be low scoring but tough. Whereas now, they've still got that toughness, but they do look a very good side going forward. And I think the new manager has to be given credit for that, because it's since he's come in they've looked like that.
No, fair call. Well, I think we've been going for nearly an hour. Done well here today, I think, John. Covered off. We've got your one tip in for the week of a 5-0 victory to Birmingham over Oxford, and got mine in. All my fence sitting. So yeah,
all your 1-all draws. Yep.
6-1 all draws I've got. I'll tell you what. Before them turn out to be right, I'm coming back to tell you.
I tell you what, Ken. If you get all those draws right, the rest of us should just stop and just give you the title. Just say, that's it, we're done. Because
you never know. I might need it, because I might do a Blackburn at the end of the season and just go into absolute freefall. So yeah, mate. No, thanks for coming in. Don't forget, everybody, hit like, subscribe, consider becoming a member if you want to. Tomorrow, got Tack Fortitude with Aaron, who I'm sure is in pre-production, getting his intro ready for the transfer window deadline show.
Has he done the intro to your Tack Fortitude yet?
Mate, I haven't got it. I got beef here. Here we go. No intro for Footy Tips. No intro for. Oh, let me check. Have we got a Tack Fortitude? Yeah, I think we do have a Tack Fortitude. I'll just check for you. Intros. No, we got a Champ Chat. We got a Tack Fortitude. We got a Rextra Time, and we've got a Watch Along, but nothing for Footy Tips and nothing for Ring and Rant. Now, I always thought he was a mate, and 2 shows that I do, no intros done. Just saying.
Not surprised though, really, are you?
I think he's just bitter that he's not winning the Footy Tip competition. I think that's what it is, John.
Well, he's running scared now because he's looked at it and I'm right behind him after,
You are right there, mate. You are right there. You've got hold of the jersey and you're ready to try and pull him back. And yeah,
I've noticed he's gone very quiet about the Footy Tips in the last couple of weeks. That's the one thing I have noticed.
Interesting. Interesting, yeah. Well, it is fun. I mean, Paddy ran away with it pretty early last year. Like I've got a good lead now, but it's definitely not insurmountable. Like you're only 10 points behind. You can easily catch up 4 or 5 points in one weekend.
Well, I got 11 last weekend, didn't I? I think.
So you've gone 8 and the one before 11. So a total of 19 versus a total of 13 for me, catching up 6. Now, interestingly enough, we're just about to shut down the show and we get this knucklehead getting himself ready and, just looking at it. What's this? So, yeah, I'll pull him out while he is getting himself ready. Oh, he's gone for his hat because I mustn't have dyed his hair, John.
Dye the hair. What?
You notice it's a black hat, though.
Well, yeah.
No, it was a white hat. It was a white hat, but with all the hair dye leaching into it, it's gone black.
I hear all the crap, the smack talking and everything. You're talking about footy tips and how actually I have an echo of you. Hold on, I was actually listening to your show. This is terrible. Hold on.
In comes the professional.
That's our fearless leader right there, John. How ordinary is that? Seriously, people. I can't believe you'd stand for it. Consider subscribing.
It's worth it.
Totally worth it. I love it.
Are you shutting the show down to go to work or just to mess around? What are you doing?
Well, no. I do have a work day to get into.
Oh, okay. I thought he's like, no one joins me on a show. I join you on a show all the time.
Yeah, but not because we want you.
Where did you come back for that?
Great to have you in, Josh. How are you today?
I'm terrible. I was. Well, you sitting here. You reminded me that we had the 4:30 show. I was like, well, lobby to go and to wake up and do the show. Go ahead, and do it. And there you go.
I do love it when you have a whinge about an early
Coventry are falling apart, so your tip for them winning the league is looking even a little bit more sketchy now.
I'd take that as long as Wrexham go up. Because we're going to go up.
So you're still sitting on Coventry winning the league, you think?
Might be Wrexham now.
Okay.
We could get second.
Yeah, absolutely we could. But, I mean, you're talking about some very good sides.
Say it like you believe it, Ken. Come on.
I'm like, absolutely good. We're 11 points behind Middlesbrough and 6 points behind Ipswich, who have a game in hand.
Yeah, you ain't catching them.
No, but I get your point, Josh. Mathematically, it's possible. There you go.
Yeah,
mathematically, it's possible for Sheffield Wednesday to not get relegated.
If we lose to if we lose to Sheffield Wednesday on Saturday,
you won't lose to Sheffield Wednesday.
John, come on.
No, you won't.
Famous last words.
No, generally, you won't.
If we lose to Sheffield Wednesday, I'll shut down the local pundit on Saturday. I will literally shut it down.
No, you won't lose to them. I feel from obviously we played them recently. Their squad is on its arse, and by 55 minutes, they're gone. They've got nothing. They literally have got nothing left. So even if you're drawing after 55 minutes, you'll win in the last 20 minutes. They're on their arses in that regard.
And they had Bannon against you, and they won't have him against us.
I know that's brilliant for us. Is Bannon's last home game for Sheffield Wednesday was getting done by Birmingham City. He'll go to sleep every night knowing that. Bless the little man.
I will say, hats off to the Sheffield Wednesday fans. Did you see the support that he got from the fans when, I'll pay that.
Yeah. Are we going to get Jan Valerie? Is he get that over the line? He's a good player for us.
Don't know about that one. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pleading the fifth on that one.
You don't like him?
We had him on loan a few years back.
Yeah, I saw that. And he's great, right?
I can lie to you and say he's wonderful.
Yeah, lie to. Well, that's why he's in there.
Yeah. Lie to me, John. Just make me feel good.
He's really, really good, and he's a wonderful player.
Okay.
And don't take into consideration that that's why he played for Sheffield Wednesday and no one else.
Who's better, Kabore or Valerie?
Kabore. Longman's better than Valerie.
Oof.
There you go. I did see in the early show he's in your starting lineup, Longman, Josh. So that's fair.
Yes, Longman's in my
But
start.
you didn't put Rathbone in your starting lineup.
I did not. I waffled on that. I also waffled on coming in. You saying no one joins your shows. So I'm listening to you guys, enjoying a little, listen to a good podcast, and we get called out. So we're here.
Okay.
You got to go to work. I get it. All right, fair enough.
Well, like some of us, have jobs to do.
All right, I'll get out of here. Thanks for letting me out.
Thanks for coming in. It's really nice seeing you. And we do love your expert opinion and your.
It was nice.
He did that to himself, people.
Did he?
He did that to himself. He did that to himself. So that was not me. Although I must admit, if I'd thought of it, I would have done it.
I expected your finger to just be teetering over the button there, Ken.
Yeah. When I saw it happen, I went, damn, I wish I'd thought of that. But no, well, that was 40 tips for today. Tomorrow we've got Tack Fortitude. So we'll get a breakdown of what will happen in our weekend's game against Sheffield Wednesday from Aaron. We will have, then we get into the weekend and we'll probably have a breakfast club. Yeah, because it's Wednesday for most people. It's Thursday for me. So there'll still be a Friday show for people before the early game for Josh getting out of bed, where we'll do game day build up, the whole box and dice, yada, 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 watch along, extra time. Yeah. So, and I guess this weekend, good luck to you, John, traveling away to Oxford.
Should be fun.
Are you going to the game? Are you getting to many away games this year?
No, don't do away games, mate.
No, fair enough. Just the home games, so you'll be
only get away with being able to go to home games, mate.
Yep. Well, have you moved house yet?
No.
When's that happening?
Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, love. Yeah. So.
Honey, I got you a house for you for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. It needs loads of new walls, carpets, floors, doors.
Yep.
But we're good.
Excellent. No, that's a good one. I like that one. Well, I think that's a good note to end on. On that bombshell, happy future Valentine's Day to John's missus. Hope she enjoys her new home, and we will all see you.